on the table. It doesn't Hello and welcome to Diaspora Connect on AAU TV. AAU TV is the voice of higher education in Africa. The diasporan community often laments about the fact that it's difficult to penetrate into an African market. There are no mechanisms or institutions to ensure that they are easily accessible and the market is easily accessible because governments haven't made that possible. But then in recent times, the government has been paying attention to the diaspora community and they are inviting them to come help and develop their home country. But then the thing then again is that GDP growth doesn't provide food on the table. It doesn't give you a better standard of living. It doesn't give your children a better education. It doesn't really do anything. But then the thing is that achieving inclusive growth and productive employment is at the top of the international and national agenda of developing and developed countries. It is in this bid that today we are discussing transitioning Uganda into a multiple product destination with Mr. Santi Jimenez. He is the Uganda Honorary Consul in Barcelona. It's going to be an interesting discussion. My name is Bridget Amadente. Do stay tuned. I'll be back shortly. You're welcome back from the break. This again is Diaspora Connect, where we prioritize the work of the diaspora in their home country, discussing transitioning Uganda into a multiple product destination with Mr. Santi Jimenez, the Uganda Honorary Consul in Barcelona. You can follow the conversation on Facebook, Association of African Universities, and then on YouTube, Association of African Universities. It's a pleasure to have you here, Mr. Santi Jimenez.
Good morning, Bridget. Thanks for your invitation to allow me to have the opportunity to showcase Uganda and also how Ugandan can become from a mainly receiver of tourists to become a multiple destination business opportunities country. As you told me, I'm the Ugandan consul in Barcelona since 2012. So I have been the consul since 8 years ago, and I have been linking, not only Spanish, Spain with Uganda, but also from Ibero-American countries to Uganda, because I'm one of the few honorary consuls that speaks Spanish. So I have been also assisting my community to be adapted to Spain, and also relating, Ugandan companies with Spanish companies. Okay. Also, I am a business advisor specialized in African countries, especially Uganda, which is my country, to do business and to make possible, African countries can develop.
Okay. So aside that, what other works do you do as a consul in Barcelona?
Yes, well, as consul, I have been touching different areas. One of them is, assuring the Ugandan community has a good A good stay in Spain, it means in terms of administration issues, assisting them to get their work permits. Right now, we are in the process of getting for them the passports, the new passports from Uganda. I had the big opportunity to have a straight with immigration authorities, and then the community is getting the passport on time, because next year our passports are phased out completely. Wow. So as a consul, I was really concerned about the fact of my community was without valid passports to process and to get the new residence permits.
Okay.
So I was very busy with this. But at the same time, that some African countries have been in lockdown. We have been closed, and then most of us, we are opening the country. So of course, another of my objectives was to communicate, to update, triple agencies, business community, that the borders has been open, and we have been processing the visas again, facilitating updated information through the Ugandan consulate website. Apart from that, I have been, catching up, the actuality of Africa. Of course, observing, the moves, and as a business advisor, I have been realizing about this important movement in the mindset of African governments. It is the fact of it is okay to buy what we need, but we cannot remain all the time buying from abroad. When you buy from abroad, you increase your national debt. When you increase your national debt, you lock down yourself economically, meaning that when you want to do something by yourself, you want to create a new university, or you want to improve your infrastructure, you cannot get more loans because you are highly debt. You don't have resources from your own. So you lock down economically even the development of the country for years. Yeah. So it is a mindset, and to think about which kind of country you want to have for the future generations. And according to that plan, this objective, you have to see the different steps of that path. Yeah. And the most basic is use your raw materials, the things that you have in your country. Provide the industry to give, value addition. Mm-hmm. That will allow you to create a healthy industry, and there will be a point that you will be able to export. Just the opposite situation you were before. Apart of that, you also are creating employment to youth. Africa population is highly youth. In my country, in Uganda, we are the second youngest population in the world. So the 70% of Ugandans are below 30 years old. So these people, many of them are unluckily unemployed, looking for greener pastures abroad, like in other African countries. So we lose engineers, we lose nurses, we lose doctors. People really prepare. They go abroad. It is USA, it is European Union, it is UK who get the benefit of them, not us.
Yeah,
that's a big problem.
Yeah,
that's a big problem.
Yeah. Okay. So let's move into the discussion for today. Tell us the business landscape in Uganda over 20 years with regards to the services sector, the manufacturing sector, and even the agricultural sector. But let's start with the services sector.
Okay. For the service sector, that includes, for instance, banking, tourism, IT, it is the most important sector for Ugandan economy, especially, when we talk about revenue, tax revenue, and job creation, especially on the tourism sector. Okay. Which have been, the most important sector in terms of job creation. Because of the lockdown caused by the coronavirus, the COVID-19, the country was locked down. It causes a lot of loss of incomes for the country, for the revenues, but also in terms of job losses.
Yeah.
Right now, we have opened the country. We are doing big efforts to promote the country through Facebook, through Twitter. So we also have been stimulating, the local tourists. Something that African things is that when you do tourists as an African person, you go abroad, you go to the States. This is but we have nice countries, nice places to see. So it is a matter that we teach ourselves that maybe 300 kilometers away you have a nice waterfall, or you see a nice place to spend the weekend with your children. So we are, as a country, the Ugandan tourist is now trying to see, hey, we have a nice country. It is not a country for Basungu, for the white people. No, it is only a nice country even for us. So, you can go to Tena, you can go to Accra, you can go to Kumasi. So you have nice places in Ghana, for instance, to visit. It is not just to go to London. Sorry. But it is a matter of mindset. Indeed, it is a matter of mindset. African people, we must see that we are able to do things. We are able to reach things. We are just a matter where I want to go, which country I want to have, and which are the steps to follow on. That is it. It is, you have to believe in yourself. You have to think that in Ghana we can do these things. As in Uganda, we can do things. Let me tell you something. If you follow some athletics, you have realized that Ugandan runners have achieved, in the past year, world records. Yes. We couldn't imagine that we could reach this. But there was some people that thought that I can run faster than Ethiopians. I can run faster than Kenyans, which is a miracle, by the way. But they believed that they could do it. And you know what? Ugandans are the record men because they believe they could do it. They put all their efforts and they got it. So nothing is impossible. Nothing is impossible.
Okay. So now to the manufacturing and then the agricultural sector, the landscape.
Yes. Yes. Our manufacturing, it is a key. It is a key sector for us, even for any African country. What I will explain about Uganda can be extrapolated to any African country for sure. Manufacturing is key because allows to transfer all raw materials, materials we have in our countries. We don't have to import. Things we have in our country, we can transfer in a finished product that we can use in our own country. So we stop the importing, we reduce the external debt, but also the remaining can be, the excellent can be exported. So we get money, we get richness in our country that allows us, if we invest properly, to give benefits in different ways, in a better education, in a better health system, in transforming or the transport nets, for instance. So all of this is very, very important. We need the assistance of foreign investment, but also local investment. We need to think, we need to believe in ourselves, invest in Nigeria. If you know something about the most important companies, if I say Dangote company is who? It's a Nigerian company. Dangote, it also takes the name from the owner. Mr. Dangote has invested a lot of money in his own country. Own things. If you have a house, you have money, but you buy a better house abroad where you go only 1 or 2 times per year, nobody knows. You don't enjoy. You get your house, modify your house, put better your house, enjoy the house, be proud of your own house. That's our problem. That's our problem. We don't think about our home. That's the thing.
Yeah.
So manufacturing industry is key. We need it.
Yeah.
We
Okay.
need it. Attention in something that usually when we usually talk about investments, development of countries.
Yeah.
How can you attract investors to your country? You can give for free land. It is okay. You can give a tax. A foreigner comes with 3 million USA dollars to do an investment in a factory, cars factory, for instance, automotive industry. Then this man comes and say, okay, let me see who can be the engineer for my project. And this man realizes that the system, that the educative system is very weak.
Mm.
Do you really think that you will find an African engineer? No. And you see that in many international projects, you see the British engineer, the French engineer, and you see, but don't we have proper engineers in our country? You know the answer is that people is abroad. They finish they not good business job opportunities.
Yeah.
They try to USA. They are working now in a USA company. So when they come to their home country, it is as an engineer of a foreign company, never from a local one.
Yes. Yes.
So this is another problem. Then you know the investors looks for different specialities, and you know there are no enough vocational training schools
Yeah.
for that industry. So of course, this investor has two options: bringing expats or moving to another country that offers these vocational training schools.
Vocational training. Yeah. Yeah.
This
Okay.
is basic. This is basic.
Yeah.
If I was an investor, I will look for which country offer a range variety of vocational training schools, and I will see if my project has good skilled people in the country.
Okay. Okay. That would
You
help.
see,
Yeah. Yeah. I'm glad you touched
and
on
then yeah, it is, you know, at the end, it is a matter of you develop your own country, you attract the investors.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Okay, that is good. Just like in Ghana, we are promoting Ghana these days. So we promote our food and everything. And, you know, with the year of return, it has attracted a whole lot of diasporans to come back home to help their home country. So I like the fact that
Yes, it is a good program. You know, they are focused on the Ghanaian who
yeah,
live in diaspora in USA mainly.
yes,
I saw an article about this. This is a good idea. This is a
yes,
good idea.
yeah.
Also,
Okay.
another sector which is important for any African country, but especially for Uganda, it is the agricultural one. You know, in Uganda, agriculture keeps busy, you know, many people, but not to produce and sell. No, it is just for self-consumption. It is just for surviving. So what's happening? You know, we have some fruits that we lose it. So you see how they grow up, they fall down, and they are spoiled. But
Yeah.
you see, in other countries, they are well appreciated. So the question is, why something that is well appreciated abroad, here in our country, it's spoiled, you know, on the floor?
Yeah.
Because we need to professionalize, we have to industrialize the agricultural sector. It is the
Okay.
so-called agribusiness. So
Yeah.
that involves, you know, a big business opportunity for those countries who are highly experienced in agricultural sector. For instance, Mediterranean countries, for instance, like Spain, France, Italy, those countries have a big, also some Ibero-American countries have opportunities there to help to develop. Because, you know, one day you will see that when you want to sell something to Africa, it will be very expensive. You know why? Because right now the governments are thinking about let us grow ourselves. So let us have a factory and create our own bases. For instance, let me give you an example. A company called Chira. Tira Automotive. It is a private company, but the government has a 40% shares.
Okay.
Tira Automotive is to make a factory. It is to manufacture buses.
Okay.
For the greater Kampala area.
Okay.
And also inside the central Kampala district.
Okay.
What's happening? Since some months ago, you could import to Uganda a bus. Right now, you cannot.
Wow.
You cannot import a bus. You know why? Because now we are factoring. We are manufacturing the buses.
Yeah.
So, like this is an example other African countries could do for any other product. So now here comes a good question. If I'm a foreign business person and I want to do business with Africa, in some time, can be months, maybe years, probably, I cannot do business with Africa.
Yeah.
No, you know why? Because the taxes, the customs taxes will be higher to protect this industry, this local industry, which is growing slowly. This is called protectionism in the economy.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, if you want to do business in Africa, you have to be in Africa. You have to be part of the movement.
Yeah.
Because remember, what's happening in January the next coming year? It is the AFTA.
Yeah. I was just about to mention that. Yeah, it's coming.
It is coming to be enforced. We have a delay of 6 months because of the coronavirus and the like. But you know, recently, the past week, Nigeria, one of the most important who didn't sign the AFTA, has signed, finally decided to join the community. So we are talking about one of the most important economic communities in the world.
Exactly.
So it is very important to be part of it before you are out of.
Okay.
See, so if you are a smart businessman, be part of.
Yes.
Be part of Africa.
Yeah.
That's the trick, the advice right now.
Free advice.
Free advice. I should be paid, by the way.
Okay, we are going.
It is a very useful free advice.
Yes, very useful. So, but we are going on a quick break. Yes, we are going on a quick break, and then when we come back, we can go into the policy direction to grow the Ugandan economy. This is still Diaspora Connects on AAU TV. Please do stay tuned. You're welcome back from the short break. This is still Diaspora Connect on AAU TV, still discussing transitioning Uganda into a multi-product destination with Mr. Santi Jimenez. I know you are enjoying the conversation, so let's continue. Mr. Santi Jimenez, we left off at, and then we are moving on. So we are talking about the policy direction to grow the Ugandan economy. What policy direction is Uganda taking to grow the economy?
Okay, for Uganda, since 2 years ago, approximately, the government decided to create a policy called BUBU. That means buy Uganda, build Uganda. So buy products from Uganda to build the industry of Uganda. That's the real meaning of the word. And this has to be a policy to boost the instance. The administration started to reserve part of the bids for domestic bids. Even for those international bids, part of the suppliers must be local Ugandan suppliers. Also, the administration has to manage to use local products instead of going to import from abroad. Then also. Lately, with this coronavirus crisis, the economy, like many other countries, became very, very, very damaged, awakened. And the thing is that right now, the government, the Bank of Uganda, reduced the rates of the loans to the commercial banks to 7%, so that the commercial banks could reduce at the same time their commercial rates. So that was one of these measures. Also, the government has engaged the public-private partnership. In the past, doing a project with the government was very, very complicated. But right now, the government has realized that, because of shortage of funds and also, lack of some technology or knowledge, they need some to engage to private companies to help them to develop projects faster, or having access to funds that private companies could have, and the government, for any reason, they don't have in that moment. So this have been, a way to develop, the local industry. Another thing that they are doing, I told before, is they are increasing, customs taxes for determinate sectors and products. This is also an important measure. So the business opportunity in Uganda are very diverse. We have tourism. You know that you have a very nice country. We have the silverback gorillas, unique in the world. We share this with RDC in 2 small national parks. And also, the agribusiness development. We have 2 crops of coffee. Let me explain you in a brief. Sorry. The story of the Ugandan coffee. We have very few packaging companies that can allow the Ugandan coffee has to be packed in Kenya. So because the most of the Ugandan coffee is packed in Kenya, you can see made in Kenya. So when the people is tasting, the Kenyan coffee, they say, "Oh, this nice coffee." So this the USA market, that is a heavily coffee consumer, that doesn't have access to our nice and sweet Uganda. We don't have enough strong packaging company. So here is a business opportunity. But the same is for fruits. For instance, we have a variety of banana called matoke. All the Ugandans who have seen this,
Really?
they know. Yes, we have a special variety. So what's the problem? Ugandans are in USA, in UK, in Europe, but difficult. You have to, you have to smuggle in the baggage. Just to enjoy it. There are things that can be improved. Also, for instance, different industries like chemicals for the pharmacy. For instance, we have a private company which is called SEEDS, the HIV drug manufacturer.
Oh, okay.
We started to export to South African market. You see, South African market it's a huge market, but also the rules are very strict, like any European rule, any European country. Sorry. So you see, Ugandans have been able to be big exporters to the rest of African countries, even abroad. So you see, it is a matter to commit yourself to get information from the markets you want to export, fulfill and meet the requirements, do the appropriate investment, do the appropriate marketing. That's another key point. African countries must learn to market themselves very well.
Yes.
So this is the reason to use, for instance, the net of the embassies and the consulates. So
Okay.
there are many things to do. And
Yeah.
marketing is a key point also.
Yeah, marketing is very important. And then the talk of banana and then the different varieties of coffee. I think I have to visit Uganda and then experience all of that. So my next tour is landing in Uganda. Okay, so moving on, we're talking about positioning Uganda as a multiple product destination in East Africa. What are the prospects that will be presented with this move to make Uganda a multiple product destination?
You know, the prospects they can find is that mainly, you know, there is the taxes, the customs taxes, but also, you know, sometimes there are countries that add technical barriers, you know, some specifications just to not allow easily that a product that also can be fine or it is to be produced in the country doesn't meet this competitor with a very cheap price, for instance. This is that has been happening, you know, with the Chinese products. They come with these treatments, agreements the government do with the Chinese. So, you know, right now you have a lot of Chinese products that don't allow, you know, to create a local strong industry. So you see, when you have to do a strong investment in a factory in your country, you have to pay salaries, you have to pay raw material, blah, 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 blah. So then you produce and you have to put a price. What's happening? That price is to recover your incomes and you have some benefit and pay salaries. When you compare this final price to the public, to the clients, you see that the Chinese product is very low.
Yes, yeah. So you end up buying the Chinese products.
This is a big problem to the African local production that investors maybe want to do, local investors. I'm talking about Ugandans, I'm talking about Ghanaian investors want to do it in their own countries. They cannot because of these products from abroad. So it is the government that has to help them to increase the taxes. At the same time, they are creating, maturing this local industry. This is a problem. But also something that and here is the business opportunity during some time. It is, you know, the machinery that help us to develop our own African industries.
Okay.
So what happened if a country wants to create their own industry? Firstly, you need to get machinery from abroad. Then you have to train your local people to understand how to repair this machinery, how to manufacture this machinery. So copy that machinery, and then you will be able to create. So you will not need to buy that machine from China or from USA because you have your factory. You see, a sector, for instance, agriculture. You need, if you want to modernize agricultural sector, you need tractor to remove the land and the like, faster. So what's happening? You, at the moment, you need to buy the tractors from abroad. Why don't you send people to study and then be able to construct their own tractors in Ghana or in Uganda or in South Africa? Because we buy these tractors. Why not to create them? Why not to manufacture them in Africa? You create employment. The people who are in the factory manufacturing the tractor, you create other kind of employment, you know, the mechanicals. Instead of paying a USA engineer to come and repair, you pay a fortune for this man. This man is not living in a normal hotel. No, it must be five-star hotels for one day, and you pay him 5,000 USA dollars.
Yes, that's true.
How many mechanicals can you pay in your country with these 5,000 USA dollars?
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
You see, we pay too much.
Yeah. We are paying just
Yes.
too much when we have the engineers right where they are. Yeah, that's true.
You know, thing that sometimes we forget in Africa. It
Okay.
is a concept of our country.
Okay.
I told to my Ugandan people, you say, you know, you have a problem.
Mm.
You lack of the meaning of Ugandanness.
Mm.
To understanding what is your country, what does mean for you, what how engaged you are with your own country. Because sometimes, from my personal point of view, I think that there are people that allegedly is working for the country. They are called civil servants.
Yeah.
And when you see what they are doing, say, who are you serving really? Your
Serving.
pocket or your citizens? That,
That's a
that's
good
a pity,
question.
but it happens in many countries, not only in Africa. Let me tell
Yes,
you,
yes, not
I'm
only.
Spanish and I observe in Spain. So it is, but you know, when the thing is that when you have people concerned about the country, about how they are leaving the country to other generations, even be selfish if you want. Just think about the kind of country you want to live when you become older 10 years later, for instance. Which
Yeah.
kind of country you want to be retired at?
Mm. Mm.
If you don't like what you see now, just work for that.
Yeah. You have to change it. Yeah. And make it
Common
better
sense.
for the
Think
next generation.
about have you good house. Keep your house nice, comfortable.
Yeah. That's true. That's true. That's true.
It's a matter of
Interesting points.
mindset.
Yeah, it is. It is really about mindset. Interesting points you have there. So we are wrapping up here. I want to know the role of Ugandan higher education institutions because earlier you mentioned marketing. The fact that the coffee is in Uganda, but then it's sent to Guinea just for packaging. What are higher
Yes,
education institutions doing to ensure that, okay,
yes.
there's
Let me
some
go
sort of packaging and then marketing in Uganda? Maybe a short course
yes.
or something of the sort.
Yes, let me put the focus on the educative sector. It is very important because you know education is key. Not only you know for to be a well-educated person. No, it is only a matter of being able to develop the country. Eh?
Mm.
People, if you ask your mother, hey, Mama, what do you want to be? I can become. You know, when I'm 30 years old, for instance, then you must. Say, I want you are a doctor. I want you to become an important lawyer in Accra. Well, but let me tell you something. It is so important the lawyer than the person who prepares for you some mandasi, something, some snack in the street. Eh? Everybody is important. All
Yes.
professions are useful.
Yes.
So let me because when you open a factory, yes, you need an engineer, but do you need that all the employees are engineers?
No.
You maybe you need an electricity engineer, mechanical engineer. Well,
Yeah.
but you know also you need people who is able to put things in bags.
Yes.
Something like
Yes.
that.
Package.
So doing packaging, tax, and election, you need everything.
Yes.
So it means that you need to have different skills, and it means different an educative system that of course can prepare you to have the basic knowledge to go to university. That's good. You need the engineers, you need the doctors, you need the lawyers. It is okay, but you also need the people who works in factories,
Yes.
who is constructing your house, the people who is putting the cables through your new home. You need
Okay.
this. You need this kind of variety of knowledge and skills. So
Yes.
a country which is able to offer this variety of skills preparation is a country that will attract many investors because it doesn't matter the sector of the investment, the product of the same you want to create, you want to manufacture in that country, that you will find what your human resources
Human
there,
resources there.
and that's the key.
Yeah. Okay.
A country that offers this is a country that attracts investors. Moreover, educative system is an industry itself. You know, if you are a person who has money, you find a country that, hey, this country, you know, could be useful for such industries. But you realize that you don't have skilled people.
So
You can put a school to learn these skills. Then you contact the companies that need that skill, come to invest here because, you know, I have producing these skilled people in this country.
yeah.
So you see, educative education is another industry to develop.
Yes.
Let me give you an example. You are in Ghana. I'm not in. I'm in Uganda. The representative. But in our countries, we talk English. It is our official language, isn't it?
Yes.
Okay. So you know, in Europe, for instance, Spaniards, when we want to learn Spanish, English, we go to USA, we go to Turkey. You can go to Ghana. You can go to Uganda. You enjoy of a trip of a safari in your country, and you stay 1 month learning English.
Yes.
So you see, it is another business.
That's true.
So we have raw material in many areas. Anything can be raw material, can be an industry itself.
Yes.
But education, it is the key point, because allow to have employees that can work in different kind of factories, automotive, chemicals, pharmaceuticals, tourism is another industry. You know, even teachers, you can create teachers, trainers for determined sectors.
Okay, all right. So we are. Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot. We can talk. We are wrapping up here. I'd like to know your final words to help transition Africa into a vibrant, competitive, and suitable economy for all of us here.
So for me, the most important is have in mind one date, January the 1st, 2021. We open the African market, and those who are smart, those who want to do business with Africa, must start to do business in Africa. That's the difference. Because the governments, African government, have realized that stop of buying everything from abroad. We have things, raw materials, we have to look the ways to get the investment to create or develop or incipient industries in different sectors. This will allow to create young people employment, which is one of the biggest challenges for any African country. And once we get this, we will get stable countries. You know, I always like to put as an example of a stable country, precisely Ghana. Ghana, I'm sorry for the death of Rawlings. You know, I know that has been a very stable. I read recently, because of his recently death, you know, the biography of this man. And, you know, it was a man with vision of the country. He wanted a democratic country, a calm down, stable, and of course, you know, a country that has been able to attract investors during the years. So right now, it's a good example of an African country can be a developing country, a stable country, democratic country, open to investment, open to visitors, and the inhabitants can feel proud of themselves as being Ghanaians.
Exactly.
So I think it's a good. I always call, you know, Ghana as the big brother. African countries has to look for to imitate. Hey, you know, when you grow in a family, you have your big brother.
Yeah, you have your big brother.
So, you know, I want to be like my big sister because she's strong, she's beautiful, she's like this, she's like that. So these things. So for us, the Africans, I think that we have a good model, which is Ghana. So be proud of being Ghanaian citizen.
All right, so greetings from your big brother. to Uganda. And I love the frame at the back there. It's a true reflection of an African.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for joining us on Diaspora Connect. I know you have enjoyed the conversation with Mr. Santi Jimenez, the Ugandan Honorary Consul in Barcelona, discussing transitioning Uganda into a multiple product destination. My name is Bridget Amadente, and as he said, if you really want to do business, it's about time you did business in Africa, because from 2020, after it's taking place and things will get better. Thank you so much for staying tuned. See you all next week.
Are you an institution or individual? Do you intend to organize a memorable event to be archived for future reference? Then look no further than AAU Studios, because it's your best bet with our spacious studio and state-of-the-art media equipment such as 4K Panasonic video cameras, KinoFlow lights, assorted microphones, live streaming equipment, among others. You are sure to get the best of productions. Visit us at Trinity Avenue, East Legon, adjacent the National Accreditation Board, or contact the AAU Studios via the following email addresses: info@aau.org, AAUTV@aau.org, or ransford@aau.org. Alternatively, you can call us on +233 244 736280.
Hello Africa, welcome to another episode of Events Update on AAU TV, the voice of higher education in Africa. Events Update is all about information on upcoming higher education events and scholarship opportunities in Africa. And it is brought to you by the Association of African Universities. My name is Isabella Tetahinapa.
Je suis Imelda Amouji.
The West African Science Center on Climate Change and Adapted Land Use, WASCAL, is calling for application from students to apply for the WASCAL scholarship opportunity to study in International Master's Program in Energy and Green Hydrogen Technology. This program is innovative for the West African region, designed to prepare the next generation to address the energy challenges of adaptation and resilience to climate change in West Africa, allowing for a better understanding of the present-day energy infrastructures in West Africa. Students from all West African countries with a Bachelor of Science in Physics, Chemistry and Biochemistry, Engineering, Statistics, and any related fields are expected to apply before 30th April 2021. Visit www.wascal.org for more information or email info@wascal.org. You can also call +233 302 500 396.
The West African Science Service Center on Climate Change and Adapted Land Use, WASCAL, appelle les étudiants à postuler pour la possibilité de bourse WASCAL pour étudier un programme de maîtrise internationale en énergie et en technologie de l'hydrogène vert. Ce programme est innovant pour la région ouest-africaine, conçu pour préparer la prochaine génération à relever des défis énergétiques, de l'adaptation et de la résilience au changement climatique en Afrique de l'Ouest permettant une meilleure compréhension des infrastructures énergétiques actuelles en Afrique de l'Ouest, titulaire d'un baccalauréat en sciences physiques, chimie et biochimie, en énergie, statistique ou de tout autre domaine connexe devait postuler avant le 30 avril 2021. Visitez le www.wascal.org pour plus d'informations ou envoyez un email à info@wascal.org ou encore appelez le +233 302 500 396.
The Association of African Universities, AAU, to be discussed are the future of African higher education post-COVID-19, contribution of the African higher education institutions to address the challenges linked to the COVID-19 pandemic, contribution of the diaspora to African higher education, and many more. Expected participants are ministries of higher education, researchers and research organizations in Africa and beyond, academics, regional educational bodies, diasporans and their institute recs, students, among others. The AAU is also inviting authors to submit paper on the general conference theme and its sub-themes. This should include names, institutional affiliation, skills, and mixed international experts. Expected applicants are young female and male mid-career professionals with at least 7 years of relevant work experience, must demonstrate competencies in professionalism, teamwork, client orientation, planning and organizing. Potential beneficiaries must hold a master's degree in economics, social sciences, public administration, international development, business administration, law, finance, or any other relevant field and must be fluent in written and spoken English. Qualified applicants are to apply before 31st March 2021, and for more information visit www.stgin.eui.eu/africanleaders.
Application for the Young African Leaders Program of the School of Transnational Governance, YALP, est désormais ouvert aux candidats intéressés. Ce programme offre une occasion unique aux experts politiques africains de développer davantage leur travail politique et leurs compétences professionnelles au sein d'experts internationaux. Les candidats attendus sont de jeunes professionnels mi-carreuses, femmes et hommes, ayant au moins 7 ans d'expérience de travail pertinent, doivent démontrer des compétences en professionnalisme, travail d'équipe, orientation client, planification et organisation. Les bénéficiaires potentiels doivent être titulaires d'une maîtrise en économie, sciences sociales, administration publique, développement international, administration des affaires, droit, finance ou tout autre domaine pertinent et doivent parler couramment l'anglais et aussi l'écrit. Les candidats qualifiés doivent postuler avant le 31 mars 2021. Et pour plus d'informations, visitez le www.stg.eui.eu/African Leaders.
The Association of African Universities, AAU, in partnership with WAREC Employment Group, WEG, and Education Sub-Saharan African, ASA, is pleased to announce that African Jobs Board platform is live. The African Jobs Board seeks to develop an African Jobs Board which will serve as a hub for academic and non-academic jobs at universities and higher education institutions across Africa. AAU members are encouraged to visit www.africa.edujobs.com to access all the higher education jobs on the continent and to also advertise their vacancies freely on the website to help attract the best candidates for the vacancy posted. To advertise freely on the Jobs Board website, kindly send an